Hey guys, this is Mitch. Welcome back. So we're checking out page 11 of Blood Force issue 3. Also page 5 of this particular sequence in the UN hearing room. Uh it only feels like page 300. So just this page and another page to go for the uh the courtroom scene here. You know, I worry a little bit about the length of these talkie scenes sometimes, but I mean, it's supposed to be a hearing where you know the UN delegates are negotiating with Max Streamus about the settlement rights or the refugee status rights, whatever that kind of thing. Um, for it to only I don't know for it to go 6 pages, it probably should have been shorter in terms of the page count. That might have helped. Still working out how to pace that shit. 6 pages of standing around talking is a lot, so that we do get a lot of sight gags and stuff in there to try and keep things interesting. So here we've got Hawkstab finally starting to notice something is awry with the minister who is objecting to Max Streamus and the Maxtricians. And he's going to be super dramatic about it. And strike a somewhat superhero-y pose. That light is super bright, man. Shit. The problem, of course, is that he was warned not to make any sudden movements. Because, he has, like, arm blades and shit. And they don't trust a dude who has arm blades. You can argue whether or not that's justified. I think it probably is. So he's going to kind of meekly sit down again after that. Oop, big zoom in. And I like that I was able to get the claws kind of breaking the panel border a bit. That never really occurs to me offhand. Not in the moment, usually. It's something I'm trying to work on. As it is, it mostly, I mean, it worked in this case because they wouldn't have stayed in the panel, and I didn't want them stretching off. That was about it. And there you go. I forgot about the claws on his right hand there, as I often do. Trying to be somewhat diligent about backgrounds. Yeah, there's a lot of panels on this page. This is probably the most panel heavy page that I've done so far. A lot of those moment to moment transitions, of course. And a lot of, cartoony expressions. Because this is all about that clone minister. And he's going nuts. Really rounding into form here. I'm not entirely sure it's the right way to go to make him as cartoony as I do. But in a comedy book, it's probably okay, right? And that hair keeps getting messier and messier as he goes. You know, it might have been an idea was actually popping some of the seams on that suit because that thing's stretched pretty tight. Yeah, a bit of a close up while he realizes. I think the dialogue around here is something like, give me the because the whole deal with the clerk is that they're trying to get the Maxtrician teleportation technology. So this is the bit where he kind of slips a bit, and he's like, you will give me the transveyor, and then stops and just, give us the transveyor. It's like, nice save. These are the kind of faces I'll often just sketch by myself when I'm, you know, at work or something. You know, got a second where I don't know, I'm like talking on the phone and I'm bored. And yeah, always end up doing these kind of cartoony faces. So nice to finally drop those into a comic book somewhere. I don't know if I ever thought that would happen. Figure, you know, I'm somewhat good at the superhero stuff. That's probably where it would end up going. You'd think. You're not gonna get to draw goofy shit. It's like, well, you are if you write it in. And this is Hockstab being rebuked by one of the other ministers here, reminding him of his place. He does love to point that finger. And, you know, you don't calm down, we're going to have to shoot you with our laser turrets. So just stay in line there, buddy boy. Yeah, these pages aren't super dialogue heavy, which is something that that's something I think I need to work on. When you have a lot of dialogue in a sequence, maybe condense the page count. Oh, and I get to redraw these things. At least I won't have to draw these again anytime soon. Although in future, you know, I'm sure there'll be another UN hearing kind of thing at some point. And that might be a bit of a funny gag to like just, you know, as soon as Hockstab walks in, okay, pop up the laser turrets. Although by then there won't be a reason for it. The whole reason they pop up the laser turrets in this one is because they haven't gotten verification that Hockstab deserves to be there. So yeah, redrawing these things. It didn't. These. I don't know. I tend to put this kind of stuff off a lot because I don't have that innate tech drawing in me. But these things came pretty easily, at least. I think I thought that they were a lot more complicated than they actually ended up being. You think I wouldn't know myself or something? Yeah, there's more pretend backgrounds. It's one thing I'm getting better at is pretending backgrounds. Oh, you know what? I think next issue there's a large portion in Blood Force HQ, Blood Bastion. So I'm gonna have to step things up a little bit. So that might be the end of finishing pages during one single live stream. That'd be a drag. I'm enjoying the speed I've been getting at recently. It's reassuring. You know, if I'm ever able to increase production, you know, I might actually be able to go at a decent clip. Do that sometimes where it's just like, okay, so what do we think my prime output is, my maximum output? And at this point, I probably have to say I might be able to do 22 pages in a month if I'm going full bore. That being said, I've never tested that, so I think I would probably start out bi-monthly just to make sure I can keep up. And if it feels like that's pushing it, then that's where it stays, right? Yep. That is a completely cowed Hockstab, and I still don't think I've noticed that his right hand in that first panel is missing the blades. Oh, wait, there we go. It's hard to tell with the light, but... Oh, yeah, as soon as I had to draw more blades, like, wait a minute, did I do them in all the panels? I do like this kind of sheepish posture that I've managed to pull off with Hawkstab here. Like he's all buffed out, and he's got his big ol' sword arms. He's like, okay, sorry. Sits down in his chair nicely. I am glad I'm past this part now because I can forget about how I drew this sequence. That's the problem. Once I start drawing this sequence with these backgrounds, you got to keep the backgrounds a little consistent. Next time I can start subbing in stuff that I didn't think about last time. Like, maybe not theater seats in the UN. Maybe more than like 7 people. Maybe a bit more detail in the background. Maybe not. I think we're approaching the end of this thing, actually. We are too. Fuck's sake. That is one thing about these kinds of pages that are character focused. Even with the turrets, eh? Man, yeah, it didn't take... I was able to do this page in like 4 hours and then do another drawing after it on the same stream. That's all right. And of course, got the lectern here, because every good UN meeting needs a lectern. No microphone for you, though, because I'd forgotten all about them by this point. In case you're wondering, this is one of the reasons I don't go too hard at Liefeld and just call him, like, absolute shit. Because I do the same stuff sometimes. Forgetting about panel-to-panel continuity, that kind of thing. I think it's mostly stuff nobody's ever going to notice. Yeah. And just in case we weren't sure about who the clone is, he shoots sparks out of his neck at the end of his speech. And again, get to try and replicate that same shot. Still haven't set up that photocopier. Still working with the same old one I've had forever. Not photo. I mean, it's basically just a scanner at this point. The photocopier part isn't working. And yeah, get a couple of shots of the ministers here at the end. Something's up with this one on the left where I don't know, something about me drawing guys in profile doesn't quite work, and I'm not sure what it is. I think if I was sure what it was, I'd have fixed it. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's too skinny or maybe that jaw's too big. Again, I don't know. That bugs me. And they're just sitting here discussing how impressive that minister is. Very fiery. Yeah. That's what you call leadership. I don't mind how this guy here turned out, though. I don't think I drew a bad panel with him, so that's all right. Is that it? That's it. Okay, so that is page 11. Yeah, it didn't take a super long time to complete, so that's nice. That will, of course, change going forward. I just finished page 13, which is the first Popo panel, or the first Popo page in a while. And sub some stuff in there that, yeah, kind of lengthened the process. So you'll see that when we get to that, I imagine. A couple weeks. But yeah, we're, trucking along on this one. And like I said, at least I don't have to go back to this again anytime soon. So good stuff. So next week, we'll finish up this sequence as well as we can. I feel like it was one of those ones where I wasn't completely on the whole time. But I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a couple weeks now. So We'll see. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification button so you know when the next one's coming out. Go over and subscribe on my Patreon. That gives you access to everything I do, like the Blood Force pages like this, the completed issues, as well as the YouTube videos before they get uploaded to YouTube, and some Patreon exclusive stuff. Also, you can go and follow me on Instagram. So yeah, that's it. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.